Is yours? Oh, it's on, it's on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright everybody, welcome to a vlog. I've never done vlogs on this channel, but here's the first one. I was even going to try and do a, one of those like really cheesy face cam reveal videos, but no. This movie was too good to wait for a face cam reveal. I've made a list of talking points here. Try not to be a fangirl. Clearly I am. So first off, major spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the film, why are you still watching the video? Actually still watch it anyway. I need the views, I need the likes. So hit that like button too while you're at it. But seriously, major spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Don't watch the rest of this video. Don't click ahead. Don't do anything. You're gonna ruin it for yourself. But besides the point, I'm so beyond pissed right now. I'm pissed. I was pissed before, but now I'm majorly pissed. Why, you ask? Why are you so pissed? I'm pissed because I didn't get to go to the premiere for this film. I'm so mad. I went to the premiere for Star Wars The Shit Awakens last year, like to the day a few days ago. Hype as shit for a remake of A New Hope with lightsabers. And then I go see this film and it just blows away the competition. Like, what the hell? I mean, on the car ride home, I couldn't even listen. I got in my car, the radio was on, I had to turn that shit off because I was like, there's nothing else gonna mess with the feels I'm having right now. Nothing can get in the way of these feels I'm feeling. I came home. I didn't even go and talk to my own mother for that matter. I just went straight up here and made this video. Actually, I've been waiting for about 15 minutes because the camera battery was dead. But besides the point, we're going to talk about Rogue One, a Star Wars story in all its entirety. Maybe not, because I'm not trying to make an hour-long video. What did I think of the movie? I think it was amazing. I think it was incredible. What did I think of the film? I thought it was great. I thought it was perfect. They portrayed it exactly like it seemed it was going to be, a war film. And it turns out that is exactly what it was. It was a war film. It gives you the nitty-gritty side of Star Wars without the cheap humor that was displayed in Force Awakens. But really, I do think this film was absolutely incredible. I don't think they could have done a better job. Of course, that's my opinion, you know, like 30 minutes after the film ended. It could change, but right now I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. Overall, 1 million out of 10. I actually put that on a tweet. I put 1 million out of 10. That's just how good this film was. I did see some people talking about the film before I went to go see it. A lot of people were positive reviews. Some guy was just like, oh, absolute trash. 4 out of 10. 4 was only 4 because I got popcorn. Oh, I hated it. Another blah blah blah. And I'm just like, if you didn't like it, you can go see Star Wars The Trash Awakens. Where is it? Oh, here it is, right here. This, you see this? You see this? Oh. You see this? You see this right? Oh shit, it's upside down. You see this shit right here? You see this shit right here? Fuck that shit. Go see Rogue One. So now we're gonna do an in-depth analysis of the film. Starting with the beginning of the film. I was very skeptical. I will be honest, I was very skeptical because it started out, I was really happy. It said a long time ago, I was like, oh, it's about to hit me. And then they completely changed that and didn't put in an opening credit, which I'm completely fine with now, but at the time it was a real bummer. I was like, ah, fuck, here we go, another Shit Awakens. In the beginning, we have a young Jyn Erso and her father and her mother, which was made apparent in the very beginning. Unfortunately, the beginning also disproved the Galen Erso is Star Killer theory, which I was mildly upset about. And then Director Krennic comes with his Death Troopers, which they're called Death Troopers. I don't understand why they're called Death Troopers when Death Troopers was a great novel written about undead stormtroopers and shit. And then they had to go fuck that up. Thanks, Disney. But anyways, Krennic shows up like at the beginning of Inglourious Basterds and is trying to take him away. So I'm like, oh, here we go, you know, another, like, what the hell's going on? But, you know, it's the beginning of the movie, so the characters in the story take a little bit of getting used to in the beginning of any film, I think. And it really changed. I was able to, you know, really cope with the characters and understand, and I really got to like them as the film progressed. And so Jin runs away, and then we've got Saw Gerrera, who you did see in the trailer, who is actually from the Clone Wars, which I really like that they tied that in, because sometimes I feel like animated shows or stuff like that, Star Wars Rebels, Clone Wars, even the animated one from ages ago, nobody remembers. I feel like those are left out and feel like they're not a part of the actual continuity of the franchise and series of Star Wars. So I was glad to see that they included some content from that and made references, which I will address later. Anyways, I think Forrest Whitaker did a great job portraying Saw Gerrera as, you know, this rogue gone mad for the Rebel Alliance, in which he showed a little bit of that in Clone Wars as being a different kind of figure than your average rebel, but I think over time and all the events that happened clearly between the Clone Wars and where this film takes place could easily have changed his mental state, along with, you know, his thoughts about everything. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Overall, that was a great thing. I was still pretty skeptical about the film up to that point because I didn't feel like there was anything like really pulling me in at that point. You know, it was just a girl and a guy and a few other people getting together and doing all this crap. The Death Star shows up. This is going to be very brief descriptions of this, because I mean I've only seen the film once and it was only 30 minutes ago, so everything may not be all in linear order or anything like that. So the Death Star shows up and they fire that shit. Oh wait, by the way, I thought, oh my god, the CGI use in this film, unless they just brought motherfucking Tarkin back from the grave. You know, I was skeptical about the CGI use at first, and I thought back to like the Star Wars The Old Republic trailers for like their, the game or whatever, the MMO, and I was like, oh, those are fucking badass, am I right? And, you know, you see Tarkin's back at the beginning in the initial like showing of him, and I'm like, oh, here we go, they're gonna use this cheesy, like, you know, we don't even see their face moves or whatever, and then the motherfucker turns around, and I'm like, holy shit! And so I thought all that stuff was really good. Ben Mendelsohn, amazing job as Director Krennic, really gave a new persona to Imperial officers, or in this case, directors, a new position that we really haven't seen before, but amazing job at portraying, you know, a different side to Imperial officers. So I guess I'm going to move on to, I believe they went to, what the fuck is that planet called? It starts with the Enod, something like that. Don't butcher me, Star Wars fans. I feel the hate coming at me already for not remembering the planet name. But then we go and we see Cassian. He's supposed to be sniping the shit out of, what's his name, Galen Erso. But then he decides he's not gonna do it, because the fucking Rebel Alliance is gonna bomb the shit out of him for him. That's right. Welcome to every anime show you've ever watched. Anime Betrayals 101. Here we are. Welcome. Galen Erso, the man, the myth, the legend, designs the Death Star, is actually trying to help the Rebel Alliance, and the motherfuckers fly in Gold Squadron style and bomb the shit out of that motherfucker. To be fair, they probably weren't aiming for him, they were probably aiming for Director Krennic, who would happen to just be standing like 2 feet next to him. But it's besides the point. So then we see like the first major death of the film, I believe it's the first major death of the film, which is Galen Erso. Well, I guess if you count Jin's mom, but it's besides the point. We see Galen Erso die in the hands of his daughter, Jyn Erso, and then this Cassian swifts in, grabs her and gets out of there, and so we've lost the man, the myth, the legend, who designs the, well, he didn't design it, he's building it, fucking Geonosians or some shit designed it. Anyways, so they go to the Rebel Alliance and we have all these fucking cameos, like, Mon Mothma, freaking Bail Organa shows up and doesn't actually say anything for that portion of the scene, and freaking great value Admiral Akbar, but everybody's there. I mean, even fucking C-3PO and R2-D2 show up for about 2.5 seconds. But it's really neat to see the Yavin 4 and everything, and there's a lot of scenes in this film that are very replicate of scenes from the original films and stuff like that. Like, I believe when they were on Jeddah, Jin bumps into the fucking guys from the Cantina in A New Hope, the Ponda Baba and whatever the other guy. Nobody knows the other guy's name. He's just got a big ass nose, like me. But I like when they bump into the guys from the Cantina and he does the lines that he did. He's like, "Hey, you better watch yourself." I was like, that's genuine. It wasn't like, The Force Awakens, where they fucking were like, this is The Force Awakens for you. Just got that Force Awakens script right here, guys. Just gonna read you this special copy for me only, and read you that Force Awakens script real quick. Lightsabers, blasters, insert humor. Chewbacca, Han Solo, insert humor. More absolute shit. Humor. You just can't throw humor around every corner in Star Wars. At least not literal slapstick humor. It just doesn't work. In this film, they used C2, fucking shit. Don't kill me, please. K2SO. They use K2SO as good medium to bring a little bit of humor into the film, but it's not like slapstick humor. It's good, just dry, dark humor, and it's just so like just dry humor that it's so good. It just fits his personality perfectly. Unfortunately, he dies too. But anyways, back to like the Rebel Alliance. They are at the base on Yavin 4, and they all decided to go rogue. And they take this like basically ragtag team of rebels and go to frickin' Scarif. Oh, by the way, I'm forgetting. The frickin' badass Darth Vader shows up in the middle of the film on some lava planet. Looked like it could have been Sullust. Probably not Mustafar. In some giant like Sith temple thing of awesomeness. And everybody was like, "Oh, who could it be in the back to tank? There's royal guards. It can't be Palpatine. He doesn't ever do shit like that. And it's not Darth Vader, because Darth Vader doesn't kneel to anybody but the Emperor, so he doesn't wear a hood. It's gotta be Galen Merrick." But no, it's some creepy old dude who just has like another 3 seconds of screen time just to say Lord Vader. Director critics here, it's like, we could have had a loudspeaker do it. They cause so much speculation over this guy in the hood. It's just like the massive troll of this film. Anyways, besides that, it was amazing. I thought maybe if when the back to thing was coming down, we'd see Hayden Christensen sitting there for some fucking reason going, "Hey guys, I'm still here." But anyways, back to the Scarif battle. I have to say, this was one of the coolest, battle scenes I've ever seen. I mean, this is one of the coolest, if not the coolest, war scene in Star Wars whatsoever, is this battle on Scarif. And then, the fleet comes in, and you just keep going back and forth between the space battle and then the ground battle, and it's just breathtaking. The visual effects, the AT-ATs getting destroyed by the fighters that got through the shield wall. Those effects were amazing. All the explosions, everything was just on point. Everything was amazing. The sound effects were incredible. I'm just literally blown away by this film. Like the stormtroopers every time an explosion went off. I think, everything was great. Everything. I can't even pinpoint things that were great because it was all great. Now, the major thing about this film, spoilers, I don't know if you're still listening for some reason and haven't seen the film, what the fuck are you doing? Go see fucking this instead. The major thing about this film was the death of, well, literally everyone. You could go look at a movie poster, I wish I had one, and literally look and say, everybody on this poster is dead in the film. Which, if you would tell somebody that before the film, I speculated with people before the piece of shit Awakens about who was going to die, somebody was going to die, and we had all basically come to the conclusion it's probably going to be like Han Solo. And so when I went into the film knowing that, it still hit me despite the fact the film turned out to be complete shit afterwards when I watched it a few more times. It still hit me pretty hard, the music and everything and the whole setting was still made very well to really hit you emotionally. And this film did that very well in the fact that And I think it was a plus that I didn't really know anybody was going to die. I was expecting one of those happy endings, and that slowly diminished as the film went on. It was like watching my hope for the characters slowly die out, but then at the end you see the hope for the rebellion literally plug into A New Hope. And that is probably some of the deepest shit I've ever said. But, I mean, after, I think it was pretty much predictable by anybody who was going to see the film that Galen Erso was going to die, you know, probably even when the movie started. You probably thought, oh, he's just going to get one to the head or some shit like that. But after a while, when people, like, the main characters started dying, like, after the droid, you know, had his, like, fucking amazing last stand fighting stormtroopers in the Scarif, you know, Spire or Citadel, that's what it's called. I was like, wow, I didn't think they would kill him off. Anyways, in case the camera didn't pick that up, I thought it was really, you know, tragic to see a character who brought so much comic relief and, you know, dry humor to the film just go like that. But it also made me realize, after plugging all the deaths together, that it was literally about a team effort. One person completed this objective, which allowed the next person to complete their objective, which allowed the next person to complete their objective, and ultimately get the plans all the way to, you know it, Princess Leia on Tantive 4. And so, I mean, it all started with K2, or whatever the fuck his name is. It all started with him getting the door locked and everything so they could get through and all that stuff. And so I think after that, there's like the tease of the Cassian death. I know he doesn't actually die until later on, but you know, he's shot by Krennic, and Krennic tanks like 5 blaster shots throughout the entire film or something like that. Fucking badass. And then I haven't spoke about Donnie Yen's performance in the film yet, but I mean, absolutely unprecedented, like amazing performance by Donnie Yen. I mean, this guy really nailed it. I mean, everybody in the cast, I'm just naming the people I know their actual names. I mean, the entire cast of this film did it. I mean, incredible job. But I do know Donnie Yen plays Chirrut, or however you say his name. He did absolutely amazing. And when I saw the bit where he goes out and the Death Troopers have them pinned down, and the poor one guy who's like, I'm gonna do it, runs out and gets immediately shot. It's like every video game you've ever played. But really though, like I am one with the Force, the Force is one with the the Force is with me, I am one with the Force phrase really hits you at that point, and he just goes out fucking badass in 69,000. And like just completely, and it's so cool, and none of them can shoot him because he's literally so connected to the Force that he's just completely walks through this entire like firing squad and is able to activate the master switch signal, whatever it is, and then the explosion happens and you realize, holy shit, Chirrut might have just actually died. And you know, the other guy runs out. I'm sorry for forgetting names. And he, you know, he goes and sees, and oh man, it hit me really hard when they started doing the you know, repeating the phrase over again, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's really hitting me in the feels, guys. You know, he has his last stand right after the pilot, the Imperial pilot who, you know, defected, is killed by the grenade. And I was like, wow, you know, at that point I'm like, wow, these guys are actually, you know, they're actually dying. And you start thinking, well, maybe Jin's the only one going to get out of this. And the one guy with the fucking amazing blaster, like killing all the Death Troopers like a badass, and he goes down by grenade as well. Fucking grenades, killing off half the cast here. And then you see, you know, Cassian rescues Jin by, you know, basically disabling Krennic or knocking him out, knocking him flat on his ass, on his stomach, whatever, you get the point. Cassian comes out of nowhere and, you know, fucks Ben Mendelsohn. No, God. Cassian comes out of nowhere and basically fucks Director Krennic up and saves Jin, and they're able to, well, they're not able to escape. They escape to the beach, the beautiful beach, perfect place to die. And one thing I really liked about that whole sheriff battle was that Krennic looks up and the Death Star is firing, and you can see in his eye for like that really quick frame, or frame scene, whatever you want to call it, those frames, the glow in his eye of the Death Star, the green glow, and I was like, oh, that was a really good pick of a shot there. And of course, Jin and Cassian on the beach, you know, basically in arms together, watching, you know, this giant death coming towards them, and I'm just like, I can't believe this is actually happening. They're actually, you know, gonna die. All the characters are gonna die, and you know, you see, they've got all the plans have been extracted and everything's been sent up, you know, and the Great Value Akbar is, you know, his ship's going down, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, this is actually happening. And that, I think at that point when I saw that Vader shows up and gets a shuttle, and I'm like, okay, well, what is he doing? You know, it hadn't hit me that this plugs directly into Episode 4 yet, and I was like, oh wow. And I was so pumped to see, I'm getting to the good shit. I'm getting to the real good shit. I was so pumped to see Tantive 4 because I knew it clicked in my mind then, and I was like, oh yeah, it's supposed to leave, like, literally be right before A New Hope. And so I'm like, I'm so fucking excited to see Tantive 4 that I don't even realize that Darth Vader shows up on screen and the fucking lightsaber comes out, and I'm like, it hit me like a ton of bricks, like, holy shit, it's about to go down. And I thought they were just going to do a lightsaber thing and cut, and just be like, okay, audience would understand that Vader fucks these guys up. But hell no. They took that shit to the next level and had Vader fucking slamming, choking, fucking just cutting them down, like grabbing blaster shit and throwing it back. Vader kicked some ass, and I'm like so glad something like that happened in this film, because that really just shuts it out. And I mean, them like just, you literally see from the beginning of the film to the end is them getting the plans and everybody doing their job to help the next person do their job to finally get the plans of more the Tantive 4. And it's just such a good culmination of the Rebel Alliance and teamwork and everything that they stand for, and everything is just, you know, it starts out slow and then it's just like literally the end of the film is just one person to the next person to the next person to the next person, and it's literally to the point where Darth Vader is shoving his lightsaber through a guy's back into a door while he's handing the plans to another rebel on the other side of the door. It is just crazy nuts about this like chase for the Death Star plans. And then finally at the end you see the Tantive 4 get away, and it goes in there, and I'm like, oh shit, Princess Leia. They're gonna show Princess Leia, and sure fucking enough, it's CGI Princess Leia looking good as ever. And I'm like, what? And I think the last word they say is hope, and I'm like, fucking done. They did it. I mean, freaking all hands up for this film. I mean, what a great film. I probably left, I mean, I did leave a lot of stuff out about this film, but I just had to make a reaction video. I've never made a reaction video before. I probably look like shit. You know, you leave your comments on how I look down below and how well of a job I did in a reaction video. I really didn't plan on doing vlogs on this channel for a while, but this movie was definitely worthy of some talking about. I will be buying it on Blu-ray, Collector's Edition, whatever is available. I mean, throw whatever you want in there. I will buy it for this film. Great film. My opinion on that will probably not change, unlike it did for the Star Wars The Shark Awakens. But great film, great film. I will probably go see it like 2 or 3 more times in the theater before it's said and done. But other than that, guys, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm probably going to go and not get any sleep tonight because I'm going to be thinking about the film all night. Like I said, leave your comments down below. Talk about the film if you want. Give me some feedback. So you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Watch some other videos. All my other videos are me playing games. But I'll probably make some more vlogs soon. This one, I feel like this one's probably going to go really well. So see you guys next time. Peace.
Yes, I did. It's bad. Typo is not more than Jedi Order would still be all equals high.
Oh my goodness.
But if it was not for Padma, Mace Windu would have killed the Emperor.